Hello everyone and welcome to the final episode of the Power Rankings for 2023. I'm your Commissioner Nick. We have the playoffs starting next week. Most of you have already clinched or punched your ticket to the dance. A few of you are still fighting for the final spots. Or you might be like me and already mathematically eliminated, but it's okay. We have one episode of the rankings left. I hope you all enjoy. Thank you all for watching all year round. I wish you guys would have commented more, and honestly, this could be the final episode of the rankings forever. You never know. So I hope you missed this beautiful face and my amazing sounding voice. We got a great show coming up. It's a packed episode, so please enjoy, and good luck in the fantasy playoffs. I will not see you there. But good luck, everyone, and without further ado, let's get into those rankings. Number 12. Digging my own grave. My team came up short against Dan, and my sliver of a chance at making the playoffs officially ended. Not a good year for the franchise. Drafting Justin Fields in the 4th round was my biggest mistake, and not having a 5th round pick didn't make things any easier. With nothing to smile about in my life right now, all I can do is imagine if Devon Achane was healthy all year. Number 11. It was fun while it lasted. Brad's team returned to its losing ways with his 2nd loss to Hunter this season. Zach Loss carries the blame as he had just 7 points. And Austin, what the heckler, looks cooked in LA as he had just 4. To make matters worse, rookie sensation tanks for the memories Dell, too soon boom, broke his fibula, and it was a bad day across the league as a whole. To have a leg. Now 5-8 on the season, Brad has had a nice hoorah to end the year, but it was too little too late for this sad franchise. The playoff drought is now up to 4 years. Number 10. Too many cheeseburgers. Hunter defeated Brad to improve to 5-8, but saw his playoff chances officially end as he is mathematically eliminated. Sam scored a huge 29 points to lead the way at tight end. And I am proud to be an American, where I might be MVP. Added 14 points at QB. And shout out to Cameron Dicker, the kicker, who made 2 field goals, including the game winner against New England. Might be time for a rebrand next year for Hunter. Number 9. Wildcard Harambe? Oliver lost a must-win game against Ryan, and for the first time in bad company history is eliminated from playoff contention? Huh? What? Playoffs? No? It was a disturbing performance for the rest of the team as Tua Tagovailoa slung it to his receivers who were down with the quickness, but it wasn't enough as verbal meme Juwan Johnson, except the O in Johnson is a 0 because he had a goose egg at tight end. The schedule makers are dancing in the street as they have finally successfully kept Harambe out of the playoffs. Number 8. Poppy's prized possession. Brophy's team got a much-needed win over his Keo 130 rival Jerry and moves up 2 spots in the rankings. Derrick Henry had a vintage Tractor Cedo performance, scoring 2 touchdowns and 25 points. And single, double, triple, whopper, breakaway speed, no defense stoppers. I rule this day at DK. Have it your way. You rule. Metcalf put up a flame-broiled 30 burger on Thursday Night Football. OCC. I'm very intrigued to see if Poppy can sneak into the last playoff spot. Number 7. Beans, time of the month. Beans' 5-game winning streak came to an end this week as the team came up just short in a barn burner against Frank. They also scored the fewest points in the league this week. So here's a list of negative puns about your team. Terry McLaurin, in my eyes, hurt to watch as he failed to get even 1 catch. Justin Turdbert had a stinker, putting up just 7 points. And Jalen Snorin put the offense to sleep with his dreary 6 points. However, all Beans has to do is win to get in, and luckily for him, he's got Brad on the schedule this week. Number 6. The process. Ryan won a huge game against Oliver this week to significantly bolster his playoff chances. Bo Samuel had a monster game, reaching the end zone 3 times, scoring 35 points. Kywin Williams continued his success with a tasty 20-point performance. Joe Mixon has been great lately. Oh, and yeah, Justin Jefferson is coming back. This GM would like to keep moving in silence, but this is not a team you want to see in the playoffs. Number 5. Quantum Cheeseburger. Jerry drops 3 spots after losing to his daddy Brophy in the Battle of Keo 130. The running backs provided next to nothing this week as Blamondre Stevenson fumbled and got hurt, and DeAndre Swift was shut down by the Niners. This RB room could be a major problem for Jerry's championship outlook. Back-to-back losses, and Jerry may have blown his chances at the President's Trophy. Number 4. When Legends Rise. Frank's team picked up a narrow victory over Soulja Beans this week despite putting up the second fewest points in the league. Tony Pollard led the way with 17 points as he now has 3 straight games with a touchdown, but this team is going to need more production from the rest of the lineup if they want to go anywhere in the playoffs. Somehow, this team is 9-4 and in sole possession of the 1 seed with 1 week to go. Can my dad's team get the round 1 bye? Number 3. River Riley. Riley's team fell short against Luke for the second time this year in the game of the week. Nico Ballins led the way with 34 points, but Christian Kirk's injury early on Monday Night Football cost them the comeback. Actually, it wasn't even a comeback because he didn't actually come back. Like he never even retook the lead. Luke just beat him. Anyway, Riley's team still looks like a real threat in the playoffs after a solid first year in bad company. Number 2. Team Never Lucky. Breathe in now, breathe out. Hands up now, hands down. Back up, back up. Tell me what they're gonna do now. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. What? Keep rolling, 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 rolling. Come on. Dan got his 5th straight win by defeating the commish and now has a 93% chance to make the playoffs. Dak Prescott stayed red hot, throwing 3 touchdowns and has averaged 33.5 points during Dan's winning streak. It's winning you're in for Dan this week. Let's see if our former 2-time back-to-back champion gets it done. And number 1, got that dog in him. Our reigning defending co-champion Luke makes a big jump up to the top spot in the rankings after defeating Riley in the game of the week. Christian McCaffrey had an average game, casually scoring 22 points, but it was Brocky Balboa Purdy who got the knockout blow, throwing 4 touchdowns for 35 points. Luke's team is got to be the favorite to win the championship in my mind, but the Niners do play the Ravens in Week 16, and the Ravens have a good defense, so if they can keep the Niners offense in check, Luke's team could be in trouble. Now let's take a quick look at our playoff picture. We've got a few more X's as a few other teams have clinched their ticket. As you can see, my dad is now in the 1 seed at 9-4 and occupies the bye in round 1. At the bottom there, Luke is now in the 2 seed. He'd be facing off against Beans time of the month. Quantum Cheeseburger would be hosting the process, and River Riley would be taking on Dan's team. Both of those guys are 7-6. Only team left in the hunt is Brophy's Poppy's Prize Possession. He's trying to get in there. He's got to win, and he needs some help to do so, but let's see what happens. And here are my commissioner picks for Week 14. Here are the matchups. Last week I went just 2-4, so my seasonal record is inching closer to 500 on the year, but still above the 500 mark on the season with my picks. Last week here on the season. Here we go. Digging my own grave, taking on Poppy's Prize Possession. My team is a surprising 2.5-point favorite over Brophy's team, who absolutely must win to have a shot at the playoffs. I'm going to take Brophy's team. He's got the hungrier team right now. They want to win. My team hasn't wanted to win all year. Evidently, look at my record. Anyway, next matchup, Too Many Cheeseburgers taking on Quantum Cheeseburger in the Cheeseburger Bowl. Jerry enters as a 2-point favorite over Hunter here, and I'm taking Jerry's team. Hunter's team has not been very good this year. Jerry needs to snap a losing streak and get some momentum going before the start of the playoffs. Wildcard Harambe taking on Got That Dog in him in a rematch of our championship game last year. This is a big game for Luke as he can still try to win the President's Trophy. And I'm going to take Luke to get the win. Wildcard Harambe has never been in this spot to try to play spoiler. He's always been the guy trying to make the playoffs. He doesn't know how to spoil because he's never had to do so, so I'm taking Luke. When Legends Rise taking on River Riley. Riley's team is a narrow 0.3-point favorite in this one, and I'm going to take Riley to get the win. My dad's team hasn't been putting up a lot of points lately. Riley's team has consistently put up a lot of points all year. That's my methodology of thinking there. River Riley for the win. And in our last matchup at the bottom, Beans time of the month taking on It Was Fun While It Lasted. Beans with a win can clinch the playoffs. Brad's team, he's got nothing to play for. He's trying not to finish last again. He's already on a 4-year playoff drought, and somehow he's a 5-point favorite in this one, but this is going to be a low scoring game, folks. Make sure to take the under in this one. but I'm taking Beans time of the month. He needs to win, and I think he's going to pull one out here. Brad's team simply does not score enough points. He's not going to score 100 points in this game. You can mark that down, put the house on it. Beans time of the month, you're in the playoffs. And in the game of the week, we've got Dan taking on Ryan. It's Team Never Lucky taking on The Process. Both teams are 7-6. Not officially in the playoffs yet, but both teams can win and get in. Both teams can lose and get in fact. Ryan owns the head-to-head matchup, has won 7 out of 9 games between these two. Dan's team obviously has Travis Kelce, and Dak Prescott is also probably one of the strengths of his team. Meanwhile, Ryan, we all know he's got one of the best receiving cores in the league, and especially if Justin Jefferson returns, that's going to be huge for him. At weakness, Dan's running backs are a little on the weaker side, and Ryan has Jared Goff at quarterback. But I think it's not going to matter. I think Ryan's running backs are also very strong, especially of late with Kyren Williams and Joe Mixon heating up. And I think Ryan's going to get the win here and punch his ticket to the playoffs and really build some momentum going into round 1 of the postseason. And that's all I have for you guys. Now it's time to turn it over to you guys. I've had a lot to say over the past year, but now I want to hear from you guys. And first, we're going to start with General Manager of Poppy's Prized Possession, Anthony Brophy. He submitted the following message after devouring Quantum Paper Tiger Cheeseburger last weekend. We are focused on our Week 14 matchup. We can only worry about what we can control, but this is a team no one wants to face in the playoffs. I look forward to crushing hopes and dreams in the playoffs. Once again, Anthony Brophy, GM of Poppy's Prized Possession.
What is going on, Bad Company? It is Dan with Team Never Lucky, 2-time champ. Not a big deal. I just want to wish everybody good luck in the playoffs. I'm gonna pick me, obviously, to beat Jerry in the finals. 3-time champ coming up.
Hey guys, Riley here, General Manager of the River Riley. It's been a while since I've been on here. It's been since about week 2. Wanted to give an update on my first year in the league and the playoff picture and where things stand. Just wanted to give a shout out to Luke. It was a good week. You got lucky that Christian Kirk got hurt on that first play for 30 yards. He already had 4 points right out of the bat. Thought for sure I was going to win that game. Nick and Brad, I thought join this league with you as the commissioner, Nick, that your team would be a little better, but maybe that's a new thing. Also, Jerry, I think if it wasn't for Tyreek Hill, you might not have a win. And with regards to my team, with Kenneth Walker out and Josh Allen out on this bye week, I do think that when they come back healthy, I'm going to make a run in the playoffs. But if I had to guess, I think Luke takes it home. Luke's team is really stacked. He's got Kittle, Purdy, McCaffrey. And on this previous bye week, he had Saquon out, who's going to be back. I don't know if he's going to start James Cook, but he also has Keenan Allen, who's heating up. Yeah, that's about it. I play Frank this week. I already clinched a playoff spot because those bottom 4 are pretty bad. But I think I can take it home. There's a chance I can take it home. But if not, my next bet would be Luke. All right, I'm coming for you, Frank.
How's it going, Bad Company? This is your best and brightest Beans from Beans Time of the Month. We got a few Mega Bowls this weekend. A few teams that have nothing more on the line than 4th place or to win anything. Best of luck out there. And fuck you, Jerry.
Bad Company, let me talk to you. 10th season, historic 10th season. We're coming down to the wire, getting into the nitty gritty here for everybody. We're getting to that final week of the regular season as we push towards the playoffs. Lots to play for this week, actually. First off, we got the champions of the regular season up for grabs in terms of myself somehow Got that dog in him, Luke, and also the head of the table, Frank Isadorzak. All three teams vying for that not-so-coveted President's Trophy. I myself am counting myself out for champion of the regular season and that coveted bye week just because my team has decided to become feeble at the wrong time of the year. So, got that dog in him. When legends rise, good luck to you. One of you will get that bye week. I prefer it not to be Frank. In terms of playoff spots, there are still a few that have yet to be determined. We've got some nitty grittiness going on in the middle of the table right there, bro. You still somehow have a chance at making the playoffs. I'm not gonna call you out too much because you beat me last week, and kudos to you there. But I'm also not gonna count you out either. I feel like if things go in your favor and you win this week, you could have a chance there. Dan, hottest team in the league right now. I don't think anybody wants to play Dan moving forward because of how his team is just so on fire right now. And all you got to do is just win and you're in. And honestly, Dan, like I said, I wouldn't want to be your opponent. I feel like you'll just run the table. But who knows? Maybe this will be a curse for your team too. Now, I just want to express my condolences to those who will be playing in the losers bracket and not be making the playoffs, because there are some true powerhouses that are not making the postseason for bad company. Reigning defending co-champion Harambe, aka Oliver, I'm surprised that you are not making the playoffs, good sir. Our wonderful yet corrupt Kamish is also not making the playoffs. I mean, that didn't come as a total shock to me. He has had a bad team all season, and I hope that he finishes dead last so I can be the one that chooses his punishment for him. And then there's Brad. Brad, just talking about wanting to leave the league. You've been saying that for years now, and now we know why. It's just because your team is so bad. You don't want to leave the league. You're just too embarrassed to actually stay here. But enough of the consolation and the losers bracket and those scrubs. Good luck to everybody this week. Brof, I'm rooting for you. Dan, I'll root for you this one time here. Luke, Frank, good luck in terms of getting the bye this week. I'm counting myself out. But the thing is, though, when all is said and done, and as the end of the season when the season concludes, there will be a new champion in bad company. And I'm going to remind everybody whose game this is. With everybody say it. Quantum Cheeseburger will be the new champion of bad company when all is said and done. Yeah!
You may be seated. We are gathered here today to remember one of the greatest streaks that Bad Company has ever seen. A streak that included 9 consecutive playoff berths, 4 championship game appearances, and 2 championship rings. But all good things must come to an end. As I'm sure many of you know, because I've been reminding everyone, I'm still 3rd in the league in points per game. I'm 10-3 versus the median, and here I am on the outside looking in. Now I know what it feels like. It was Harambe versus the schedule maker the whole way, and it still took a Tua sack fumble against Beans to eliminate me. So with that being said, Team Beans over here. Go Beans. And I'll be back.
And that is it for the power rankings in 2023. Thanks again, everyone, for watching. Good luck in the postseason. Have a wonderful evening.